Alright, let's get this shit over with. Greetings and salutations. I am Unthoth Neverborn, the abyss that slumbers, and yes, indeed, this is a face reveal. Because I want you to realize just how much I fucking hate this movie. Yes, that's right. This is The Eldritch God Reviews The Rise of Skywalker. I saw this shit. I took an audio recording to help refresh my memory, and I've been playing it back as I write down my notes. And it has taken me 4 hours to get through a half hour of shit. So I'm going to be doing this in multiple parts here. Yes, indeed, it's a face reveal because I just don't have the strength to do any proper editing on this video. I just don't give a shit. And I also want you to take me seriously. I want you to see my face. I want you to see my face. And I want you to know the pain that I have gone through witnessing this abortion of modern cinema. We start off with a word crawl that could have been spit out by a 5th grader, after which we move to Kylo apparently hanging out with his friends at Renfest, fitting, as they pretend they are medieval warriors LARPing in a forest. Kylo is apparently ticked off that they nerfed the Blazing Blade spell and is taking it out on the other players. Seems like someone wasn't properly policing the area and a wayward cigarette burned down the local fauna. This forced Kylo to push a block off of something and pull out a green glowing triangular dildo. I'm sure I saw that on a Supergirl porn parody or something. Apparently he has a vision by staring into the kryptonite dildo of a shooting star, which turns out to actually be him flying a ship through some glowing shit, and we see that he plugged the kryptonite dildo into his ship. Since we know that droid AI sometimes gets stuck in ships, I hope his ship realizes this is not a serious relationship. And then, for some godforsaken reason, alone, without any backup, he flies to some gloomy, blue, glowing storm planet. After landing on the planet that came out of the Galaxy of Evil movie, and I assure you, if at any point Kylo gets raped by a giant slimy centipede, I'm out of here. He decides it's a good idea to run down the batteries on his lightsaber, as well as announce to anyone who might be hidden nearby in the darkness that yes, indeed, I am a Force user, and I know nothing about fucking tactics. Super scary, seizure-inducing flashes occur all around him, and I have no idea where he is, what he's doing, where he's going, why the fuck I should give a shit, and I want to die. Oh, dear God. According to my recording, I'm only at 3 minutes and 51 seconds at that point. Then Kylo enters the puzzle temple section of the video game. I'm pretty sure on this Let's Play, he edited out a couple of sections because he had to have died a couple of times. I'm pretty sure this is where he just restarted at a bonfire. He floats down on a hexagon because hexagons are creepy as fuck. They are definitely the most creepy of solids. I'm not editing this shit out. And the Emperor starts talking to Kylo. I mean, we are 4 minutes in and we are seeing the big bad guy already. J.J. Abrams has no concept of dramatic tension. Oh, by the way, it took me a while to figure it out, but the flashes of this strange sound effect, and I checked. It's the same sound that they use in the lightning flashes for V'ger in Star Trek The Motion Picture. I think it's the serial killer in J.J. Abrams. He just has to leave pieces of previous franchises he killed lying about new crime scenes. It's his hubris that will eventually allow the lone police officer who tragically lost his family to find it, J.J. Abrams, and hopefully figure out a way to navigate the elaborate traps in J.J. Abrams' death dungeon so he can finally put a bullet in the back of that man's head. Now, I actually, for a moment, when I heard the Emperor talking Darth Vader's voice, actually, for a moment, thought that was cool. Why? Because it felt like the introduction to the prime evil in the final season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I fear my moment of joy at remembering a much fonder and better plot was fleeting. And then there were the tanks of Snoke clones. So, the Emperor can just mass produce powerful Sith Lords. And there's like robed men everywhere scurrying around. Why are they working under these fucking conditions? I don't know. There's lightning crackling everywhere. Smoke all about the floor. I mean, who mops the floor around here? Where's the goddamn janitor? Who actually builds a laboratory in a cyclopean underground vault anyways? I mean, seriously, it's got to be a bitch to like get a proper, wiring. I mean, the place is definitely not up to code. I have many, many questions about the logistics of all this. Many questions. And I'm sure my questions will be answered at a later time. I'm sure. Then I hear, I've died before. So we aren't entirely retconning the entire tossed down a mile-long shaft to be blown up in a ball of energy before a space station the size of a moon detonates to scatter the Emperor's ashes to the four corners of the galaxy. But I'm a little curious as to how he survived that. But I'm sure that will be explained later in the movie. So, Kylo wanders about, follows the voice, finds the creepy undead Emperor body, and why is his head surrounded by a semicircle of D-cell batteries? I'm serious. His chair of undeath apparently has this halo of D-cell batteries. I think they're actual copper tops. And he rests his head on them. Anyways, Kylo doesn't immediately just cut his fucking head off, murder everybody there, and take all their stuff. So clearly, Kylo has triggered a cutscene. Kylo, just a word of advice, you always need to do the side quest first. Rack up as many XPs with the spawns as possible in the lair before you trigger the cutscene. I mean, seriously, dude. This is the worst Let's Play ever. Now, at this point, I laugh my ass off. Why? Why, you may ask. Because Kylo says, "What can you give me?" And the Emperor goes, "Everything." I immediately thought of Inigo Montoya, or whatever you pronounce his name. And I wanted Kylo right then and there to run the Emperor through the face and say, "I want my father back, you son of a bitch." But no. No, again, I have memories of fonder, better movies that make me smile. Instead, the Emperor offers Kylo a new empire and a bunch of Star Destroyers rise out of the ground because... Okay, why were they hiding underground again? I mean, isn't this inaccessible planet in... I mean, I find this out later, but it's in the unknown regions. I checked the galaxy map. It's pretty far... I mean, this is an unfindable planet. Why are you hiding the Star Destroyers under ice? Did you build them down there? I'm just trying to... Logistics of this. Where are these people shitting? Where are the toilets? Where's the giant... How did you build these? Did the Emperor just build them with his mind? Did he just go... Which is actually possible. I mean, that it's possible he just assembled all the Star Destroyers with his head. I mean, these things are pristine. How are they staffed? Undead Snokes? I mean, the hulls are just beautiful. There's no scratches or anything. I'm willing to bet all those spaceships have the new Star Destroyer smell. You know? Straight off the factory line. But I'm sure my questions will all be answered at a later time. Anyways. The might of the final order will be ready. And I want to know for what? What are these hundreds of Star Destroyers and their what? Final? Is that like a thing or a command? Like, this is my final order that I'm ever going to give. I would like to order a pizza because I'm about to die. And I ran out of D-cells for my chair of undeath. By the way, this is how fucked up this movie is. I'm not sure if the Emperor is standing or sitting. I mean, at first I thought he was sitting, but then I think he's leaning and he's standing. I mean, maybe he read that report where sitting is the new smoking, and he's standing for his health. You know, it's very healthy not to sit down. You should raise your desk up and use your computer while standing. Very healthy for you. Anyway, okay, at this point the Emperor goes, I will give you power if you kill the girl and end the Jedi Order and become what your uncle could not, and, okay, grandfather, whatever the fuck. Okay, one, I'm going to tell you right now, at this point in the movie, I knew the Emperor didn't want the girl dead. But so why does he tell him to kill the girl? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Two, the Jedi Order is dead. You killed them all yourself, okay? What? He didn't get the memo? I mean, he's a freaking, he's super Sith. Okay? He is the Voltron of Sith. All Sith have Voltron together to make Ultra Mega Sith. Okay? And he doesn't know Luke's fucking dead? Seriously? Okay. Go destroy the Jedi Order, kill the girl, become what your grandfather could not, whatever the fuck. You see, why is Kylo even listening to this fool? Just, your lightsaber is like 2 inches from his face. Just stab him, twist, cut off his head, kill all his minions, take his shit. I mean, isn't that how being a Sith Lord works? You killed Snoke, you got Snoke's empire. You kill this fucker, you get his empire too. Just murder everybody until everybody listens to you. Isn't that the Sith way? Kylo, just hit that X button on your control to refuse the offer and stab the motherfucker. Seriously. But, unfortunately, for all of us, instead of having a much cooler Let's Play, Kylo presses F to show respect and continues with the railroad plot. Dude, you should seriously read the comments from your fans when you live stream. I'm just saying. Then, when the Emperor says, beware, she is not who you think she is, and gives this smile and doesn't say any shit, because... yeah, nobody on the planet's heard the spoilers yet. And, Roy, are we going to be surprised when we find out she's Palpatine? Spoiler alert! It fades to black. It's cliffhanger. Where I see it. Okay. Then we turn to Chewie. Finn and Poe playing space holographic chess, and Poe accuses Chewie of cheating. Cheating makes Chewie sounds, and Poe goes, oh, I take it back. You're 250 years old. That's why you always win. Apparently, Chewie can't take a joke. Stomps off. I'm going to say this. It's nice to see Chewie had more lines by minute 8 in this movie than he did in the entire previous movie. Okay? At least, J.J. Abrams, thank you for actually letting Chewie at least be a prop in the background. And then we see a giant space penis with eye stalks who apparently does maintenance on the Falcon. Don't ask me why. It's never explained. Moving on, we come to the giant space iceberg, which makes me think of the Titanic, which makes me think of Rose getting banged in a car by Jack, and then I have a moment of happiness as I think of a better movie. Then I think about Rose Tico getting banged in the back of a car, and I throw up a little in my mouth. Okay, I want to know. There in a spaceship, it's got inertial dampeners. Why is random shit rolling around? Anyway, we meet up with some aliens through I don't even want to explain. This alien has a face like a very sharp Muppet with the voice of a slightly British butler, and his name is Julio. As in me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Yes, Julio. Is J.J. Abrams trying to tell me that Spanish people look like green short versions of darkness from the movie Legend? And then I remember Tim Curry and have another happy moment thinking of a better movie. We learn about a spy in the First Order. So they plug data port into R2 and his little progress bar starts filling up and TIE fighters are coming out of nowhere. And this iceberg apparently hasn't heard of the concept of rocking radar. So, wow, are they surprised that all these TIE fighters showed up? How the fuck they came here? What they doing? Why the iceberg didn't just close the fucking doors? Or maybe have some cannons set up to shoot anybody who tries to fly into the iceberg that they don't want. I mean, why are they even inside a space iceberg in the first place? I'm sure all my questions will be answered later. Progress bar finishes filling up. He gets in the spaceship. They go flying off. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. While making a really tight turn, the spaceship, traveling at speeds that probably should turn metal into basically plastic at this speed, and they bounce off a corridor wall. Poe says to Chewie, "Sorry, I'm sorry." And Finn gives Poe a look like, "Bitch, please." Okay, then Poe bitches out Finn for not being a better shot, and Finn looks ticked. This is when I noticed that the way that they were splicing the scenes together gave me the impression that Finn was sitting next to Poe because of the sideways glance, but this is the part where I figure out they aren't even in the same parts of the ship. They're talking over intercoms. I mean, why did Finn look sideways when Poe said... I mean, why did they cut to Finn and then... Like, it was like Finn was... looked over. Like you're expecting... I mean... Okay, Poe talks this way. Finn looks this way. You'd think they'd be next to each other, but they're not. This is the movie. Okay? This is... It's called establishing shots. You fucktard JJ. You hack. If you put together a movie and I can't figure out where people are even sitting on a ship. What's up with Julio, by the way? He and Finn are on a first-name basis. The place is getting overrun by 1,000,000 TIE fighters, and the guy just says, "Hey, why don't you go on your way?" No! Drop down through the fucking hole and get the hell off that ship, because you're a dead man if you stay there. There's 1,000,000 TIE fighters coming to blow up your iceberg! But no, they abandoned Julio. Julio! What a stupid name for an alien. Seriously. You're on a first name basis with him. Isn't he a friend of yours, Finn? How long has it been since this movie 8? I mean, that would help a lot. Has it been months, years, decades? Because Finn was how did he make friends with this spiky tusk thing? We finally get a wide shot of the cockpit. Helps clear up things a bit. I figure out Finn's not in the same place. And in the establishing shot, we get a glance at the space penis again, which is something I never need. Chewie shouts and Chewie ease, and it's a warning to Poe about, something, and let's boulder the TIE fighters. And Finn was just thinking about that, and does this side-to-side thing with his neck. Okay, Finn is acting gay as fuck. I'm just going to say it. Finn is really gay in this movie. Seriously, I know my body language. He is being gay as fuck. I'm not sure what's going on, but the secondary body language communication is whacked right now. I'm just saying. And I don't think it's Finn. I do not think it's Finn. I think JJ told Finn to act this way. It's like he was acting like a real actor, and then JJ made him redo his scene so many times. He started like on and just doing some weird wacky shit. And Jay said, "There, cut, print it." And Finn was like, "What?" No, I was joking. JJ, don't use that. That was me. Oh, you're using that. Yeah, I fucking hate you. As soon as my contract expires, I am going to write a tell-all book, and I'm going to roast you alive. Oh. Anyways, we see a flash with some very surprised space penises. Some shit's going on. And then... Okay, this is just stupid. I can't tell, but I think Poe light speeds through a wall of ice. Oh, I'm not done. Not done. The TIE fighters that are made to be cheap and disposable, so they don't have light speed, jump to light speed in pursuit. Which then follows that Poe starts to, I've never heard of this before, light skip, where he turns on the light speed for a second, then turns it off. But instead of winding up in some random place in space, which is what I would imagine would happen, he winds up on the surface of a random planet. Now, I think the first time he winds up on a planet where Riddick was abandoned after being betrayed by the necromongers. Okay, that's the first planet. They fly through the weird spires and shit. Then he skips again and winds up on not Coruscant, because I believe Coruscant's been blown up. He dodges some more spires, then light skips again to the clear layer of air sandwiched between two layers of green fog. Remember the Badlands where Voyager got lost before being trapped in the Delta Quadrant with the lightning shooting up and down? It's like that, but green. Okay? If you're noticing, I'm making a lot of references to better movies and TV shows. It's because J.J. Abrams is a hack, and I need to do something to keep my sanity. At any rate, he's flying through the Badlands, green Badlands, when one of the giant worms from the sand planet of Doom shows up. And Poe calls it a baby forever. I don't know if that's actually what it is, and I'm not going to bother to look it up. It sounded like baby forever to me when on the playback. I mean, my recorder was in my pocket, so it's kind of garbled at some point, but I'm pretty sure he said baby forever. Now, this is what I don't get. He's randomly teleporting around the fucking galaxy, and somehow he knows what a baby forever is. Like, this thing is just, oh yeah, oh my god, it's a baby forever. Those things are everywhere. Sandworm trying to eat your ship. Sandworm. It eats TIE fighters. And they're everywhere. They're fucking everywhere. It's a baby. They get bigger. He's going to be tremendous. I don't know why I'm channeling Trump right now, but it's just tremendous. It's going to be a tremendous sandworm. I expect Beetlejuice to be riding on the back of this fucker. Anyway, he light speeds around it, and then we... Okay, I just want to know, how is he hitting light speed in an atmosphere without exploding? I'm sure my questions will be answered, blah, 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 blah. Then we cut to a jungle. No, they don't land in a jungle. You almost think that for a second. No, we just cut to a jungle, and then we pass some ferns and find Rey floating in the air, lotus position, rocks orbiting her, and doing an impression of Dr. Manhattan from The Watchmen. Rey has finally found something that she can't do, which is hear the voices of the old Jedi. I'm sure that's not going to come up later. Apparently, she's floating rocks to tune in to the great beyond. She gives up, and we get to meet Leia, who's apparently training Rey. And it's a really awkward conversation. I mean, I can't put my finger on it. Leia's actress is off. I mean, I love Carrie Fisher. She's a great actress, but there's just, her heart's not in it, you know? Anyway, it's nice to see her again. Rey then runs off, does some jungle parkour, fights a floating ball while blind and balancing on a beam over a pit. She apparently stole Luke's helmet, shit, blast shield, whatever. She runs up some trees, slices a ribbon with a laser, grabs the ribbon, jumps over a ravine, is followed by a large metal testicle that apparently has the ability to roll through mud without picking up any dirt. And we cut to, for no apparent reason, Kylo fondling a smashed yet somehow still smoking mask of Darth Vader. Okay, Kylo. I don't know why the Force needs you to... Somehow, I get the impression you can fondle this mask and it lets him set up a Verizon thoughtgram with Rey and beams some weird shit into her head, and she gets all angry and starts messing up her training, and the little ball that's floating around hits her a couple of times and starts acting like a bitch. And even though this is a training thing, which you're clearly not supposed to hit, because then you'd have to get a new one, she smashes the thing. Just if it's really pissing you off, just go, ball! Turn off. It's like voice fucking activated. I'm pretty sure. But no, she has to destroy the equipment because she's a cunt. Rey throws her lightsaber, picks up a stick. The stick can hit the ball. The laser can. The stick can. Catches her lightsaber when it comes back. She has her little PTSD flashback because of Kylo beaming shit into her head. At any rate, the metal testicle is crushed beneath a tree, and BB-8 is destroyed forever, and we never have to worry about that droid again. Oh, wait a minute, he beeps a couple of times, he's fine. Fuck. Leia goes, oh, I'm sorry, I, in my anger, knocked over a tree and crushed you. Foreshadow much, JJ? All right, then we're back at the camp. We have another odd scene with Layla, and Rey doesn't talk about the vision she's having because, hey, it's not like visions of death and my enemies are important. No, the plot will be pushed by people not talking to each other and at the last minute revealing shit because J.J. Abrams can't write. Also, a small sliver of my soul just died. Rey calls Leia Master, and I do that little vomiting thing into my mouth again. Rey returns a lightsaber back to Leia and says, I'll be worthy of your brother's lightsaber someday, which is J.J. Abrams trying to suck off the fans. Saying, she's earning something. It's too late, J.J. Just too late. It's just too late. It's too late. It's too late. I mean, you can hear J.J. Abrams saying, look, you wanted her to train, right? Well, she trained. Look, she's got a master. See, we fixed The Last Jedi. Isn't that great? I'm sorry, J.J. This crap needed to happen before The Last Jedi. Don't try and do it now. It's too late. It feels hollow. It feels forced. It feels like... And Leia clearly is just phoning it in. Okay, her performance just sucks. It's terrible. I mean, it's so tone deaf. I mean, Rey then goes on to read from some crumbling text. She gets to the page of the Kryptonian dildo, then is called away to help Poe, who has accidentally set the Vulcan on fire as he lands. So he's got a burning ship full of probably explosive fuel and an engine that could probably detonate like a nuclear bomb. And he lands in the middle of the camp with this burning ship. So it can kill the maximum amount of people if it blows up. Thanks, Poe. Then Poe and Rey talk. There's so much to unpack here. Okay, I had to play this like 5 times. Rey calls the Falcon Han's ship. I'm pretty sure about that. It's hard to tell. But I think she calls it Han's ship. Han is dead, by the way, bitch. You saw him die. You just had a flashback about it. It isn't his ship anymore. Then she asks why it's burning, rather than saying, oh, about 100 TIE fighters with light speed capability that's never been seen before showed up and shot us up, and we got shot a lot, and we did some crazy shit to survive. No. Poe says, what happened to BB-8? And then they have this arguer who says, no, you answer my question first. No, you answer my question first. And then Rey goes, you know what you are? You're a difficult man. We continue our theme of not talking, even though hiding the information is pointless. And I really, really don't want to say this, okay? Because I would just like one movie where I don't have to say this, but this is some serious feminist bullshit right here. I can smell feminist bullshit, and this is feminist bullshit all the way. What is the point of this scene? To show us that Rey and Poe don't trust each other, that Poe is a man, so he should shut the fuck up and do what he's told. I mean, this scene does nothing but make me hate both of these characters for being immature. I hope it's feminism, because if this is just normal, stupid relationship writing, what the hell is J.J. Abrams thinking? Rey goes off and asks Finn if Poe's in a bad mood, and Finn says, in a bitchy tone, always, and rolls his eyes. I mean, I get it now. I really got it at this point. Why Finn's actor is so pissed. If this was the direction JJ wanted to take Finn's character, I'd hate him as well. Finn, JJ has done you dirty. Seriously. You are turned into a whiny bitch. Then Poe and Rey have some stupid argument where, sorry, Poe is just right. Rey, you lost your temper and smashed BB-8. Poe, you did what you needed to do in order to make it back alive. You did the impossible. Rey says, you can't light skip in the Millennial Falcon. But apparently he did. So he did the impossible. And he's alive. The ship even landed and didn't explode. That's pretty good. And in less than like a half hour, the thing's going to be fine and flying again. It's like they got those spray nanites from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Where, the ship's on fire. Don't worry, give it a few hours. Psst, I'll just spray on a new ship. Time has no meaning in this movie. Just letting you know. And I'm about to find out why. Which makes the next line ironic. Poe says, you are wasting your time training. We need you out there, not here. Training. And then Poe stamps off. And I agree. What training could Rey the Perfect possibly need? Finn then slips into friend zone and tries to smooth things over. We cut to a big meeting where we find out that the message from the leak or the spy or the mole is that the Emperor is alive. Son of Akbar speaks up saying, no, it's impossible. And the rock star from that TV show Lost says something about cloning, while the fat psychic from Heroes looks like he really wants to go get thirds from the buffet. Poe says we're fucked. And he does it all dramatic like. And he says, in 16 hours, attacks on all the worlds begin. And wait a minute. The Emperor wasn't going to give over the massive army until after Rey was dead. You don't get the massive fuck-off fleet until you fucking murdered the bitch. Why are the ships... See, there was a part of me that was going, aha, that's a lie. Kylo told people different things so that he could figure out who the mole was, right? No, it's true. They got 16 hours. Of course, by my calculations, it would take about 30 hours just to fly to the unknown regions. And they don't fly to the unknown regions. They fly to all these MacGuffin fetch quest locations first before they find the magic Woobajoo. Anyway, Rey realizes that she really wants that cheesecake before the fat guy steals it. So she runs off and then remembers some bullshit from a book she read because women's can read in Star Wars, and teaching women to read. What a waste of time if you ask me. So moving on. Then we get to some clunky exposition where there's more Leia saying stuff. It's kind of random. And then it cuts to Rose Tico, and it looks like she's seriously chunked up a bit. Maz Kanata, or whatever the fuck her name is, the squinty-eyed, orange-headed Yoda fill-in, states the obvious, and Rey appears with the answer. Ta-da! She goes off to talk with Leia, and then we find out Luke wasn't just hiding on an island to die, but he actually had been searching for the Sith planet Exxon Skull. Yes, I know it's called something else. I am feeling my fucking brain cells die, and I'm only 17 minutes in, and I'm going to amuse myself, and it is the fucking Exxon Skull Valdez, okay? That is Exxon Skull. Planet fucking Exxon Skull. Suck it. We find out about the MacGuffin. Our kryptonite dildo turns out to be a Sith wayfinder, and Rey really wants one. Leia looks like she wants to take a shit and just wants this conversation over with. Please give me my paycheck. I'm out of here. Rey says, I really want the dildo, and then argues with Finn, Poe, and Chewie, saying it's too dangerous. Bitch. The entire galaxy is about to burn. Hundreds of destroyers are going to be unleashed and just murder everybody. By the First Order's own admission, they are increasing their firepower by 10,000 fold. Okay? Nowhere in the galaxy is safe. You want your friends to stay behind because it's too dangerous? This is one of those all hands on deck, even if people die, it's okay thing, because billions and trillions will die if we don't. How long has it been between the movies? Seriously. Because their relationship just doesn't feel real. I run D&D. I'm a DM. I'm very good at it. Sometimes I get a bunch of new players and I throw everybody together and I tell them, okay, you've all worked together for years and you're all friends. Why do I do that? Because they're idiots. And I don't want them spending 2 hours just trying to get to know each other. You already know each other. You're always friends. Guess what? It never works. Okay, they go through the motion but the truth is you can't pretend to being friends. Okay, you have to work with someone for years to be a well-oiled machine. Invariably, the players would dissolve into backstabbing, and the whole thing would just fall apart. This is the vibe that I get from Rey and the rest of the Scooby Gang, okay? That this is a bunch of players who all created their characters, and they all get thrown together under the mission, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they're just bumbling along, hoping to stumble along the railroad plot. It's a disaster. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare about a disaster. Then we get a cameo from supersized Rose Tico, who says, I'd come with you, but I've got to stay behind. And Finn friend zones her with a pat on the shoulder. Rey is then looking off into the distance at some trees, looking all brooding and shit. Poe walks up behind her, and I have to stop at this point. How do I put this? Let me think for a second here. Poe looks gay. I'm sorry, but Poe has this loopy cloth thing around his neck. Do you know the Thanid from the movie The Lorax? Remember that thing, that the miracle thing that you make out of the trees? It looks like a brown Thanid around his neck, and it is gay as fuck. Then Rey talks to Leia again, and okay, I'm getting some serious homosexual undertones here. I mean, are they? Is Rey and Leia? I'm serious, because What the hell? I mean, I'm trying to figure out this awkward body language and nothing is making sense. I mean, it is... You're good at... I'm really good at reading body language, and this is just... It's just weird. Somebody just... Is it me? Is it just me? Is it just me? Because somebody just tell me it's me, right? Please tell me it's just me. Okay? Okay. I'm okay. 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 Back to the review. Leia gives Rey the magic laser dildo and tells her to never be afraid of who you are. The music swells and they fly off. We cut to Kylo getting his helmet reforged by space monkeys. And no, I'm not making that up. There's fucking space monkeys. Remember how specious the Empire /first/last order is? Remember humans first? The Emperor is an awful lot of Morlocks working for him. I'm just pointing it fucking out. I mean, hey, good on the Emperor with the diversity hires, but it just does not match up with the Nazi-esque vibe you're trying to inspire, JJ. These are Nazi knockoffs. Nazis. Not Middle Earth orcs. Okay, you've got this Middle Earth orc vibe going on with the Planet of Doom and the Eye of Sauron chair. If Kylo had said in the middle of this helmet reforging scene, "You will taste man flesh," it wouldn't have boggled me at all. I'd be just like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, 16 hours, the end of the galaxy. All right, we're on a clock here. We're going to save the galaxy. 16 hours, no time for sleep. So, Kylo is walking around in his reforged helmet, which looks like it's still glowing red hot at the seams. I mean, Jesus, man, douse it in some space water or some shit. Some random spacesuiter says, "Knights of Ren," but I don't see him to kind of just, these random Morlocks are Sith for some reason, except they don't have laser swords, they have axes? I think they're axes. Hey. Anyways, spiky, Muppet head of Julio is dropped on the boardroom table of the space Nazis as they hold their space Nazi meeting. For some reason, even though it's a decapitated head, somebody took the time to clean it out so nothing oozes out on the table. Like it's strangely bloodless alien head. Oh, Disney, you fuckers. So all the space Nazis are gathered around the space table and Kylo says some shit. And one guy says, very wisely, "What does the Emperor want in return?" And so Kylo ponders this question and thinks about it and sits there and takes the time to formulate an appropriate... Nah, I'm just kidding. He fucking murders the guy. Just fucking murders the guy. What do you think the Emperor wants? Force choke, throws him on the ceiling. Okay, Kylo. Okay, listen to me. Go online. Google Evil Overlord list. Number 61. Okay, if my advisors ask, why are you risking everything on such a mad scheme, I will not proceed until I have a response that satisfies them. Okay? This is that rule. When somebody says, what does the Emperor want? You don't go any further until you can answer your advisors and say, well, what the Emperor wants is to suck my soul. Spoiler alert. We cut back to the Scooby Gang, and they arrive in a desert just in time for Burning Man. Let that sink in. As they enter Burning Man, we see a bunch of tentacle-faced aliens dancing around fires. Ah, that takes me back. Sorry, where was I? Oh yeah, Burning Man. Poe says, there are always random First Order patrols in crowds like these. Seriously? Every large rave in the galaxy has random First Order patrols wandering around. the stupid. It burns. Then I start hearing the song Jump in the background. I swear to God, I listened to this recording and I'm like, is that jump, jump, everybody jump, 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 everybody jump. I wouldn't put it past JJ. While off on one side, I watched this tentacle master gently pick up a small yellow baby and then proceed to strangle it. I'm pretty sure he's strangling a little baby. And then some man wearing a wok on his head, a big huge wok, starts inflicting some serious light bondage on a giant koala bear. This is the funniest part of the movie. I mean, I'm remembering my notes here. I'm like, fucking shit. I remember koala bear bondage. I'm like, koala bear bondage. Oh, wait, yeah, I remember the koala bear. I'm never going to forget the koala bear bondage. Oh, God, help me. I'm never going to forget the koala bear bondage. Hey, Ray. Way wanders off. Even though they're on the clock to save the galaxy, Ray takes a few minutes to wistfully stare at some human-pig hybrids straight out of some Chinese eugenics lab and my nightmares as they watch some sort of Space Punch and Space Judy space puppet show. Oh, and there's some kites. There's definitely kites. Ooh, kite. At least two. I remember at least two kites in the background. Then some random genetic abomination walks up to Ray, or Faye, or whatever her fucking name is, and gives her a necklace of shells, which I'm impressed with, because they are in the middle of a fucking desert without any sort of water to create shelled crustaceans. But hey, details. The creature asks Ray what is her family name, and Ray gets this pained look as she realizes that her biological clock is ticking and she's going to be hitting the wall soon, and that she needs to find a man and settle down and have a relationship and have some children. I'm just joking. Yeah, no, Ray's the independent whammon. There's no way she'd ever want to have a family of her own. Breeding. How 20th century of you. At any rate, in the middle of their conversation, she just blatantly ignores the genetic monstrosity in mid-sentence and goes wandering off. And then everything goes from day to night, and she's standing there and she sees Kylo, who's, popped for another Verizon thoughtgram. And I'm like going, hey, are they going to have some sexting going on here? That'd be fun. I'm getting bored here. But, I'm 24 minutes in and I'm bored out of my fucking mind. But no. Kylo and Ren are actually, let's face facts, and they're both kind of ugly. I mean, the idea of them being naked, doing the bump and the ugly. God, I'd rather scoop out my eyes with spoons. But, anything to, even if it makes me heave, it'd be more interesting than what I'm seeing so far. And somehow, even though they're doing a forced Skype call, Kylo snatches the necklace off of Rey. I don't even get into the implications of what this means. Like, instantaneous teleportation across a galaxy. That's fucking incredible. There's so much you can do with that alone. But, we're not going to explore that little incredible bit of amazing technology. No. We're going to blow that off. It's just a plot point. If ever there was a movie that suffered from writer-itis, this is. Anyway, so Rey runs off and is like, hey, we have to go because Kylo figured out where we are because he stole my necklace across space. And then the trooper sends up and says, I found them. And then Lando shows up out of nowhere and it's like, look at the masked guy. Who could that be? And I'm like, oh, it's fucking Lando. That's fucking Lando. Of course it's fucking Lando. And then it's fucking Lando. And we have a member berries moment as Finn sucks off Lando. Then Lando explains how they have to finish this leg of the fetch quest and have to go off and wait the fuck. I took a little minute for this to stand in, but apparently Lando and Luke had been searching for the Sith Wayfinder for a while. And the trail went cold, so Luke went off to go die on an island. And Lando has spent the past 2 or 3 decades just sitting here rotting in a desert. Just cuz? I mean, he used to run a city. A gas mining company. He was a general. Does he get a pension? No, this guy is a filthy junk trader in the back of a dilapidated train car shit going through a desert. Fucker. Why? I'm sure my questions will be answered in due time. And then he shoos them along their way into the next leg of the MacGuffin quest trek, and Lando finishes up as Rey's the only one left in there. Lando says, give Leia my love. And then as he watches Rey leave, his eyes follow her ass walking away. Lando might be 100 years old, but he's still got going on. You know. So our heroes go and steal a land speeder. Why does this need to happen, JJ? Why do you have to make your heroes thieves? Why? God damn you, JJ. Just fuck you. Just fuck you. So our heroes steal a land speeder or 2, I think. I only remember them. This is great. Okay, I forgot this. Poe is boosting one of the land speeders, and Finn goes in the most bitchy tone possible. So you know how to boost a span leader? Land speeder? Meow. Seriously, meow. Meow. That's Finn. This is Finn's character. Finn would be better off in the movie Cats. Okay. Advice, Finn, stop acting like a bottom bitch. Then as they spin it away, the stormtroopers follow in bikes that came straight out of Batman Beyond. 2 of them. These bikes can launch the rear passenger and they take off flying with backpack, jetpacks, some shit. And this is where you get that stupid scene that's in the trailer where everybody seems surprised the stormtroopers can fly. You know, I used to be a truck driver. And this actually happened to me once. I'm down south, and I go into this little diner in the middle of nowhere, and I'm looking at the menu, and I'm looking at breakfast, and I'm exhausted. And I see everything comes to grits. And as a joke, I go to the waitress, what's a grit? Because I know, there's not just one grit. I know. But I say, what's a grit? Because I think it's funny. And she goes, you don't know grits is? She turns to the guy next to me further down the counter and goes, he don't know grits is. And then the guy, I swear this, turns to the guy next to him and goes to her, he don't know what grits is? He don't know what grits is. And then he turns to the people sitting at the table next to him and goes, she goes to the second guy and goes, he don't know what grits is? Turns to the people at the table, he don't know what grits is. And then the person in the far end of the table looks at everybody else and goes, he don't know what grits is? Turns to the table behind him. He don't know what grits is. Right around the room. It was bizarre. And you want to know what? It was infinitely more funny in real life than what just happened at this point in the movie. They can fly now. They can fly now. They can fly now. Ah, shit. By the way, who made these guns? I mean, seriously, none of them look like actual Star Wars blasters. They look like somebody just cobbled a bunch of barrels together. Like, one of them's got like a 3-barrel thingy. What are the other 2 barrels for? You can't hit anything with anything anyways. I mean, these blasters are sufficient to blow up one of these bikes. Like, Ray just go and explodes. A couple shots. Okay, you can't hit each other when you're just like, oh no, he turned slightly in the narrow ravine. The ravine that's curiously got a flat bottom for some reason, so we can fly along it. Fuck it, I don't care. I just don't give a fuck anymore. Okay. Then BB-8 fires off a canister of colored dust like those you fight at a concert where everybody takes some X and then the rock band sprays the crowd with colored dust and then somebody lights a cigarette and the whole thing explodes. Yeah, one of those. And then the bike goes spinning off and Ray shoots it and she goes, never underestimate a droid. Oh, I forgot to mention. She had a conversation with Leia at the start of the movie where Leia says never underestimate a droid. So this is a callback to the start of the movie, and I bet you think you're so smart, JJ, and go fuck yourself. Fuck yourself sideways with a chainsaw, JJ. Subtle is not in your toolbox. Then, despite that they were shooting at each other with frickin' lasers from like inches away, they defeat the other speeder with rope. I can dodge laser bolts, but I can't dodge a rope with a hook on it. The hook. I can't dodge the rope. Laser blast. Oh, that's easy. Rope. How did they know my one weakness was rope? Again, with the bondage theme. Bondage koala. Bondage bike. Okay, so our heroes are now safe, right? Except that we forgot one of the flying guys who comes out of nowhere and blows up both their bikes with 2 shots. Because J.J. Abrams wants the scene to come to an end. And they get thrown out of the air and they land in the sand and then they shoot the flying guy. And the flying guy starts to zip around like a freaking cartoon character and lands in a mountain somewhere in the distance in the world's fakest CGI explosion ever. And then they're all trapped in the sand, which originally is about this big of a puddle of black sand, and that's this big, and that's this big, and then it's like a freaking ocean of black sand, and then it's a river of black sand. Like, I don't know how this patch of black sand keeps growing. And they all get sucked down in the sand, and Finn goes, hey, Ray, there's something I always wanted to tell you, and then he disappears. And they all descend in the sand, and hopefully they all die. Then we cut away at this point. Dun, dun, dun. Oh my God, we're all scared. Did I mention the theater was almost empty? But do we cut away to Fat Psychic from Heroes? And Leia tells him to be more optimistic. You're in an army. He's a soldier. He's telling you the news as is. Why do you care if he's optimistic? Oh, don't worry. This is good. I mean, what the fuck? Who wrote this dialogue? They're not doing Carrie Fisher any good. I mean, whoever wrote her lines is an asshole. I mean, seriously, she needs to talk to her agent and have the agent, like, smack somebody upside the head. And that's minute 31. That's right. It took me over 4 hours of listening to this recording over and 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 over again just to get to minute 31. I'm a spider. And now I know where the Joker went insane wants to kill everybody. I need a break. I can't do this anymore. I can't fucking do this. And I really wanted to edit this. I wanted to put examples and pictures and funny things. I can't. I'm going crazy. It took me forever just to get to this point. Okay? And I got another hour and 40 minutes or some shit. I need a break. I need a break. I need a big ass break. I need a break. So, I'll probably pick this up tomorrow. If I don't kill myself. It's been real. It hasn't been fun. I hope you found this to be real fun. Eldritch God out.